This is the 3-time Impact Wrestling X Division champion, the newest member of Bullet Club. I am the inevitable Ace Austin. And right now I want you to check out something on YouTube for me. If you're looking for some wrestling content on YouTube, go ahead and head over to the Nation Network. All right, they got some old school, they got some new school, and I'm willing to bet, chances are they've got something that you'll like, and that is inevitable.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Nation Network. I'm your host, Christian Sam. And we are on the verge of Bound for Glory. Not on the heels of their go-home show. We're going to talk about that. We're going to keep it short because their pre-show kicked off on YouTube in under an hour. Wait in the wings, as always, to join me right here and break down a little bit of what happened last night. You guys know him. You guys love him. This is Jay. Say hi, Jay.
Hi, Jay.
Did you get to watch it last night by chance?
Yeah, I did actually. I started it last night and finished it this morning. So
that's what I normally do, but I was exhausted last night, so I binged it when I got home today, and just I had to do a lot of fast forwarding just because I had to get it in before this. And comparing what I did see and what I did think of what I did see with the Bleacher Report, gotta say, I think we're pretty much on par. And this was not the strongest go-home show you could have going into your biggest pay-per-view of the year.
Yeah, I thought it was good, but I think there was a lot of stuff they could have done better.
And that
to give it a little more hype. Yeah. Well,
it was not because they didn't have some stuff on paper that should have been good, like Frankie Kazarian opening things up with Kenny King.
Right.
That should be a safe home run match. Not a bad way to get things started. And it wasn't a bad match. It just wasn't a good match.
Right. Especially knowing the history of both of them guys, they should have taken that to a whole different level.
I would agree with that. At the end of the day, Bleacher Report gave him a C+. I was right around the same thing. I would have said about a C to a C+.
Right.
You should easily get a B out of those two guys. It just
on a bad day.
Yeah, it just lacked emotion, I guess, for the lack of a better. I don't know how. I can just tell you, I watched it and went kind of like, okay. And that was one of the matches I didn't fast forward a lot, simply because I really thought that was a good mix and that we delivered.
Right.
Yeah, I just didn't feel it. Matt Rewald had put over the fact that despite their experience together in tag team action, this was their first encounter between Kazarian and King in a one-on-one, which I find that hard to believe. Maybe in Impact.
I guess. Well, I don't know. For the time that Kenny King was in ROH, Kazarian wasn't there. He was mostly in Impact and other places. So I can't recall a time other than last night where they went one-on-one.
Well, if that was the one-on-one, then maybe next time they want to think it through a little bit more. Or I don't know. It should have been better. That's all. I'm not trying to knock it. I love Impact. I got my walking weapon. You know, I'm all good. I just thought it was going to be better than that. And it makes me a little nervous. I got my pay-per-view for tonight, but I got a funny feeling, man. If they don't pull out some big surprises and put on a top-notch show tonight, then that might be $40 out the door. All right, let me see here. Tell you what, let's just go to Bleacher Report and have it up on screen that everyone can see what we're looking at. All right, second match. Giselle Shaw going up against Mia Yim. If anyone ever doubted the fact that Giselle Shaw was not born a female, there's a moment late in the match where she gets thrown out of the ring. And she goes, "Come on!" And I'll tell you right now, there was nothing feminine about that whatsoever. Not even remotely. She's a good-looking guy.
Yeah, I have a hard time
Anyway.
with those.
Yeah, I thought this was a terrible match. I gave it a C+. I gave it a D. There was so much wrong with this match. The timing was horrible. There was one moment late in the match where they're supposed to like have a double noggin knocker where they run head to head, and they didn't do it right. It's like they stood, like they were disoriented for a moment, and then they literally like threw their heads towards each other to act like they ran into each other. It was just bad. And I'm starting to think that Giselle, and I say it, and I'll keep saying it until someone proves me wrong. The guys that are competing as girls do so, in my opinion, because they know they haven't got a shit chance against guys in the guys division. They just can't carry the load.
I will agree with that 100%.
I mean, we all know the outcomes are predetermined. It's not like you can say, well, I couldn't win. Not like the guy who won the college swimming championship from girls because he knew he could never beat the guy in the swimming championship. This is a matter of like anybody can win if they tell you to. But just so far as looking good in the ring and performing well, I'm just saying it's been a couple of bad performances by Giselle. Mia Yim gets the win. C+, that's very generous. And then Mickie James comes in, and this is one of the storylines I'm actually liking right now is because of the way they built this up.
Yeah.
We all know Mickie James' last match is going to be a loss. And most likely it'll be because she goes up against the winner of tonight's match, which I wholeheartedly think will be Jordynne Grace. And then she will end up having Jordynne Grace, end her career. It would be a little better if it were Masha that does it. I think it would just add to the heat factor and make her, not only does she take the title away from Jordynne Grace, but then eliminates Mickie James. I think that does a stronger job storytelling wise.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I could see that playing out a lot better.
They've got the Call Your Shot Battle Royal. Let's just call it what it is, a Royal Rumble. 20 entrants altogether. 2 will start the match. They will add another one incrementally. And the only difference is when the last 2 are in the ring, then it becomes a one-on-one match, which I actually like that. But it's still a Royal Rumble at the end of the day. Just call a spade a spade. So I have a strong feeling we're going to get some major surprises. Some former TNA talent might show up and make a quick entrance and exit. Raven, of course, is going into the Hall of Fame, so that opens the door for a lot of people that could be there in attendance. They had Tasha Steelz and Savannah Evans attack Killer Kelly backstage while she was cutting her. Wasn't a promo, like she wasn't just sitting back there with a microphone with Gia Miller interviewing her, right? So she's doing one of her little red lights, and she's on a bed or something like that, crawling and talking about what she's going to do. And next thing you know, these two jump into her bedroom and beat the shit out of her. Somebody help me. I just don't know where to go with that.
Normally, I'd be all for 3 women in a bed, but hey.
They've been doing such a good job with storytelling. I felt like they didn't just drop the ball last night. They kicked it down the fucking field into the parking lot.
And you have been watching it longer than me, but this is like the second show I've seen since I've come back to it. And there was a huge difference between last week and today. Yeah.
And this is the thing. I mean, I'm over here trying to bring people to the product, and then you put that out there, make me look like a fool. Macklin and Moose with Sammy as the referee. Hated it. Calling back on my In Living Color references. Anyone else get that? That's fine. Yeah. There was nothing about this match. It was right down to the ending. I mean, I'm all good with Macklin getting the win because I've been in Macklin's corner for months now saying it's his turn. But, the fact that he's got to be dropped across Moose and then the referee is Sammy who gives the count. Oh, it just wasn't even remotely close to a clean win. Nothing happened. No one benefited. Yeah, look at this recap. Perfectly worded. Nothing happened. No one benefited. And the result was the status quo. Status quo is really the best way to phrase this show. There was nothing happened. No one benefited. Gave it a C plus too. I don't know what you got to do to get a C or a D on this guy's charts here, but again, for me, that's a D. D plus at best.
Yeah.
And then let's see. I did fast forward through the majority of this. I'm getting a little tired of seeing the swingers going up against women and losing. It serves no good for anybody. So the swingers, if you're not familiar, is Johnny Swinger and my boy, there was his name. Oh, for the love of Pete. Hold on a minute. Do we know that? Johnny Swinger, man. Vicky Dice. And I'm not even sure which one of them took the fall, but it doesn't even matter at this point.
They got a D.
Well, I should damn well hope so. It was horrible. It did not help that the Swinger have never competed in an actual match here at Impact, making this one that much more random. What do you mean they haven't competed in an actual match? I don't know. I saw them compete in a match. But I do think the D is well earned. Roswell and Green cut a promo ahead of the title match. It wasn't even a good promo, and I love both of them, but it just wasn't good.
Right.
This had to be a home run match. I mean, gosh dang it. Alex Shelley and Matt Taven, how can you not deliver on this? Then they did. I didn't get to watch all of it, unfortunately. Again, time crunch being what it is. But what I saw, I liked. I thought they were doing good stuff in the ring. Thought the timing was on. This is what I'm used to seeing out of Impact over the last several months. Which is why, again, I don't want to beat them up. I'm just like, man, this is not the time to take a shit the bed, man. Not now. And I really hope they can turn it around. And well, it's not really 24 hours because this is all TV taping, so it's like 3 weeks ago. But
right.
Still in all, I just hope they can turn it around and make a big difference tonight. And let's see, pre-taped interview. Tom Hannafin and the World Champion Josh Alexander ended with a confrontation with the Walking Weapon and Eddie Edwards. There was something else earlier on, and now I got to locate it, which has a lot of potential, I think, even though it's looking stupid as hell, but it's stupid in a good way. Play a shot, not that. It's back here, let's see. They had these three dudes all saying that they were going to get into the Battle Royal. And they were playing like rock, paper, scissors for the rights. And I'm not even sure who they were. I don't recognize them personally. And then this new guy comes out saying, hey, guess who just got the third? And they're doing an interesting gimmick with him. And damn it, I'm so pissed I can't remember any of that. I didn't have time to write notes or anything. And I'm not seeing it here, which normally these guys cover everything that happens. Discuss video package with Call Your Shot World Champion winner. Seems fit. Tasha Steelz do the thing. Well, apparently they didn't think enough of it to write it down, which they normally cover every damn thing that happens. I can't recall the dude's name.
I don't either.
They're clearly lining him up to produce, so we will be seeing him a lot in the near future, I could tell.
Right.
And again, it's not a good build. I'll tell you what, they better have a hell of an hour on YouTube. They'll get the money from people like me who just, I want to support them. They've been the only organization putting on good wrestling for me. And I want to see them do well. I'm just so bummed out about last night.
Yeah, and like I said, after last week, I watched last week, and I was like, "Oh wow, they're doing some good stuff." And then I watched last night. I'm like, "Ugh," and this is right before the pay-per-view.
Yeah. Juan Cordero, what's happening, buddy? Welcome, everybody, once again. We're just talking about last night's go-home show on Impact Wrestling, and wasn't good. Even Bleacher Report, if you take all their grades and average them out, you probably have a C-. Nah, you probably get a C. C or a C+, because you have a B match there to pull it up a little bit. But everything else was in that C category. Juan, are you going to be getting the pay-per-view tonight? I know most people generally aren't, simply because they don't have the numbers right now, but
All right.
how do you do that, though, with that lineup? How do you... And putting the swingers up against the girls. Gotta stop. No one's going
I
right,
was
man.
really looking forward to the first match, too. And I just wish they would have done a lot better with that.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that ended up being as mediocre as it was.
Right.
Well, time's going to tell. Oh, Lord. So there's that. Oh, there's something else, too. Hold on a minute. Did I not? I'm slacking. Should have done this in the beginning, but what the hell's going on here? No, once is enough. Yeah, I woke up at like 2:30 in the morning, and I saw that headline.
Yeah, I saw that last
30
night.
years old. 30 years old. Had a sinus infection.
Right.
I'm just going to say it right now. If no one else is thinking it, I don't know. I want to say, and I believe that we're going to find out, she had a COVID shot. A lot of 30-year-olds dropping dead all of a sudden.
Yep.
And I am so happy I said F you to that. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, and I remember watching when she won the Tough Enough for her year.
Me too. Yeah, me too. I remember Paige was really tough on her. And, yeah, she laughed a lot. She kept giggling and stuff, and I think even Austin got mad at her a couple of times.
Yeah.
But it was part of her thing. She was just such a sweet girl, and you couldn't help love her.
Right.
And she was the same season, I think, as, what was the alligator wrestling dude? Ziggy or something like that? Ziggy?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I think that was the same season that he was in there. Can't remember if he won or not, but I know he was near the finals, and a lot of people just were like, no, man, he ain't the guy. He ain't the guy. And he actually got, yeah, he must have won, because he even had at least an NXT appearance. I don't know if he did anything besides that, but I know he was on NXT.
Yeah.
Well, anyway. Yeah, Sarah Lee passed away last night, age of 30. That's just so sad. 3 kids.
Yep.
And she still looked like $1 million. And she was married to another guy that was on, I don't know if he was on Tough Enough or NXT. Weston something or other was his ring name. His last name is Weston.
Right.
And I don't recall him. I thought I knew who he was, but then it's like was he Tough Enough or was he something else? Was he actually NXT or something?
I think he was Tough Enough. And he's done some work in like the independents and stuff like that, but he's never been on any of the big shows.
Didn't do the main roster then.
Right.
Hold on a second here. Yeah, they do have a GoFundMe to help with the family in general. They've already taken care of the goal. The goal was, I think, 20,000, and they're already at 92,000 and climbing.
Yep. And I've seen numerous people from different promotions putting out for her for that GoFundMe. So.
There's the link if anybody wants to go there and contribute. Again, this guy is now a single dad with 3 kids. I think it was 1 girl and 2 boys, if I'm not mistaken. I just can't imagine, man. 30 years old. Ugh. Wonder how many years until they're going to own up with what that vaccine's doing to people.
With our government, probably never.
They were just too hot to get everybody vaccinated. Come on, gotta do it faster, more. The more our government wants us to do something, the more you should put on the brakes and go the other way.
Right.
There's their memorial page. Again, they've already reached the funeral cost goal, but at this point in time, just those 3 kids are going to go without a mom.
Yep.
So, Bull James is the organizer, which I think might be a wrestling dude. Corey Weston is the husband's name. And as you can see, everyone's got different abilities. You got people dropping $5, some doing 20, 25, whatever you got. And if you can spare a few bucks, it's definitely going to go to a worthy cause. I mean, geez Louise. Heartbreaking. All right. Well, I said it was going to be a short one. Just wanted to recap what happened last night before tonight. So YouTube will have their kickoff show here at 7 o'clock, I believe. And I can tell you the last 3 or 4 kickoff shows have had one of the matches I most look forward to on YouTube. And I'm like, damn. Thought for sure that would be pay-per-view. And I'm already thinking in my head, all right, which one are they going to give away for free tonight?
Right.
Cannot imagine it's going to be like the Masha match. No. It could be Vext, are they defending the tag titles tonight? I think they are, right?
I think so.
Out. That'd probably be one of the giveaways. Let me see. Last night they had, they do the free pay-per-view every week on Access prior to the show on Thursday night. And this last one was Rebellion that just went by a few months ago. And I'm like, damn, I got to stop spending my money and just wait.
Right.
Oh, you know what? Man, I wonder if the Call Your Shot will be the freebie. Let's see. Did they tell you?
That could be.
That's a lot to give away.
Yeah.
Let's see. You got Raven. See, I almost think Raven would be the thing you would give away.
His induction?
Yeah. Well, Brian Myers open challenge for the digital media title. That's got to be there.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh, here it is, right here. Before Impact Wrestling's biggest pay-per-view of the year, the action begins. Countdown to Bound for Glory live and free tonight, 7:30 on Impact Plus and YouTube. So it's only going to be a half-hour kickoff show, and it's going to be Brian Myers and Raven. It looks like. So Raven better have a short speech in mind. And if the lineup is accurate, which it normally is, we've got the Call Your Shot gauntlet to open things up. Mia Yim and Mickey James. Vexed against the Death Dolls. Oh, of course. Which is Rosemary's Tribe, if you're not familiar.
Right.
Mike Bailey against Frankie Kazarian, and damn it, if that thing doesn't deliver, I don't know. The reality is Frankie's almost definitely going to lose. But it should still be a hell of a match.
Should be.
Another one. Kingdom against the Motor City Machine Guns for the tag team titles. That's got to do
be right.
Well, should have been last night, too. That's the only... I'm hesitating now. I don't want to hesitate. Jordan Grace against Masha Slamovich, the undefeated Masha. Does she get her first L tonight?
I don't know.
And that's the thing. When you can get people to the I don't know party, you got a match.
Because honestly, I can see it going both ways.
Right. Unlike the main event, Josh Alexander against Eddie Edwards.
Right.
There ain't a chance in hell of putting the belt on Eddie. Not tonight. Not
they
that they
do.
can't.
They'll surprise a lot of people.
Yeah, I don't see it happening. I think they're going to have Josh hold that title for a good year. And there's nothing right now. I mean, as much as I like Steve Macklin, whose name I didn't see in this lineup, he'll be in the Battle Royal. But as much as I like Macklin, I don't think they're going to put the belt on. I think he'll be a challenger in the next 2 or 3 months for the title, but I don't think they're going to give it to him.
Gotcha.
On paper, it's going to be a damn good show. And that doesn't count on the little surprises that they're going to pull out for their version of WrestleMania.
Right.
They've signed somebody that we don't expect to see. Not sure who that would be. Maybe Booker T will show up or something.
I don't know.
Look at Juan thinks that we're going to have the ladies' title changing hands tonight. A new Knockouts champion is the prediction.
And again, you said it earlier, it would make sense for her to win it and then her go against Mickey James.
Yeah, that's what I'd be booking, but they didn't ask me this time, so. Scott won't return my calls, man. I feel a certain kind of way about that. All right, well, I'm looking forward to it anyway. Just please be better than last night. We'll call last night. Everyone has a bad day, okay? Everyone gets a bad day. That was their bad day. Let's get back on the horse and ride that damn thing to the finish line. And remember, it could be worse. You could be AEW. I love hearing that Sammy Guevara is having challenges right now. I'm not sure he wants to stick around. You don't want to stick around. We don't want you around. Leave. You are a cancer.
Right.
What a bitch. He's annoying as hell. That whole thing with Andrade, I don't know if it really happened or not, but I hope it did.
Everything I've heard, it actually did. So it wasn't any kind of a work or anything like that. Sammy's just getting too big for his britches, and everybody's done with this dumb shit. So,
and somebody smacked the taste out of his mouth finally.
And who was it? I saw somebody on Twitter say, of all the people for Sammy to go head to head with, he picks the ones who can actually fight in real life. He goes after Eddie Kingston. He goes after Andrade. It's like, you want your ass beat, don't you?
Well, he needs it, and still hasn't learned a lesson apparently, because he still runs that mouth of his.
And I guess from something else I heard, I guess Jericho, after all that happened, grabbed him to the side and basically took him to the woodshed and was like, "What the hell you doing, boy? I've done all this stuff for you to help get you over, and you're blowing it up." So
that was one of the first things I thought when he started getting in his little trouble and all that. I'm like, Jericho handpicks the people that are in his tribe. Yeah. And he don't play. I mean, he's old school. He's a wrestler's wrestler.
Yeah.
And he's been to professional, and this really all comes down to Tony Khan at the end of the day. He has no control over that locker room at all. Zero. These people are pulling his strings left and right. They want out of a contract. They do something stupid. They get released. This guy has no grasp of his organization at this point in time.
Yeah, and that was something else I saw, was that he said that Andrade was doing all this just to get fired, and it's like, he wants to get fired. So
yeah, let's go back to the WWE and meet with his wife.
Right.
And he knew he could do it because look what CM Punk just did.
Right.
No problem with us having fights in the locker room. That's easy.
Yeah, especially at this point.
I got a sign up in my kitchen. It says, "Trying to make you're never going to make everyone happy, but pissing them all off is simple."
Yeah, absolutely.
I live by those words. All right, well, today is Friday, which means tomorrow is Saturday. So tomorrow, 6:05 Eastern Standard Time, it will be Classic Calls featuring the World Wrestling Federation. Do I have the lineup here? I think I do have it.
I like the old school wrestling poster that you did for it. That was nice.
Yeah. He's supposed to be... I think working on the potential of having that as part of the game, where it'll have a poster.
Oh, really?
There was talk about it in the chat room there, so I don't know. Eventually, we're going to have him on the rub, but right now he's, I guess, kind of busy between life work and dabbling in this game and updating it to have some more features. So
right.
I'm going to touch base with him again, though. It's been a few weeks since we last talked to see if he wants to jump on, but he wants to kind of combine it with, hey, and by the way, we have a new version of the game dropping.
That would work.
So we're going to see Big John Studd going up against Tony Garea. The Wild Samoans defend the tag team championship against Rocky Johnson and Tony Atlas. Superfly goes up against Ray the Crippler Stevens in a Caribbean strap match. Tito, and there's no time limit on that, by the way. Tito Santana, your Intercontinental Champion, defends that title against Greg the Hammer Valentine in a lumberjack match. Nice. And the main event is the return match for the World Heavyweight Championship. The new world champion, the Iron Sheik, will defend against the former champion, Bob Backlund. Coming to you live from the Philadelphia Spectrum. Should be a good show.
Yep.
Has potential. And I do enjoy that game a lot. It's lots of fun. Etho Jules in the house.
And it's nice. It's a good. It's a good one where we don't have to watch. We can do other stuff and just listen to it as it's going on.
Yeah. Anyone heard that the former 2005 Tough Enough champion and cage fighter Daniel Hooter passed away? Jeez, everyone's dropping dead young. We're talking about
No, I
Sarah
did
Lee
not
a minute
hear about
ago.
Daniel.
Hooter was the guy that almost tapped out Angle, right?
Right.
Holy shit. How old could he have been? Now you're going to make me look
Well,
more shit up.
I gotta
Thank you for that.
Check that out
I
now.
was trying to sign off here, and now all of a sudden we got more people dying.
Oops. Let's see here.
Let's see. Nah, wait a minute. I think we might have a false report going. Yeah, Keith, I don't think he's dead. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, I'm
It
not
says,
seeing anything on that.
Daniel is alive and kicking and is currently 40 years old. Please ignore rumors and hoaxes. Always do a little research
There.
before you spread
Debunked.
the news, man. But Keith, don't let it get you down. You can always work for CNN. They never let the facts get in the way of a good story. No, Keith, I think you might be confusing it if you don't know. Sarah passed away last night, and she also was, of course, on Tough Enough.
Right.
That would have been pretty off the top, though, if two of them would have passed away that almost the same day. Oofa. All right. Well, like I said, tomorrow night, 6:05, we're going to do the classic calls with the WWF. I might even have a 2K show somewhere after that. I've got it all queued up to go. Just depends if I'm tired or if my voice holds up. I've noticed that the classic
Right.
calls matches take a lot more out of my voice than I ever thought. Because you gotta fill in between when the dice are being rolled and all the stuff's happening. You got to fill in. It's not like the 2K game where it just keeps on bang, 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 and you're just trying to keep up with the moves. With this, you got a lot of filler, and you got to paint a picture, and but that's what I love about the game. Everything I do when I do the classic call broadcast is basically what I was doing in my head playing the game as a kid growing up.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right. Well, for those of you that are going to check out the pay-per-view tonight, I hope you enjoy it. I hope it lives up to the hype. And that last night was just a fluke. And remember, as always, if you're going to bury a body, cover it with endangered plants so that it's illegal to dig up.
That's right.
Great advice. Truly great advice. All right. We're going to head out. Say goodbye, Jay.
Goodbye, Jay.
So long to everybody else. We'll see you tomorrow night, 6:05. Enjoy the pay-per-view.